your home and mortgage connection.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion. Delivered by conflicting media reports, we connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you, like our guests today. We've got Doug Redding and Diana Trujillo with us, and boy, are you going to like to hear this one. Welcome, gang.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. So let's see, what do we have on our celebration docket today? Yes, it is. It's National Daughters Day. Now, I will be the first to admit I don't have a daughter. And I'll share with you, it's strategic. I can't afford one. Now, my wife loves to shop. So today being National Daughters Day, boy, if we were shopping for more than just my wife, I had a conversation with her last night. She doesn't listen, so I'm really brave. Good morning, Tony. Glad to see you with us. But again, she doesn't listen. I'm brave. So she got like 20-some packages for a wedding we're going to. 20 packages by Amazon. I know that I'm not seeing everything, but I think there was probably 15 returns that I did see go through my Amazon account or our Amazon account. So you gotta love it. So I couldn't afford a daughter. So thankfully I've got 3 boys, blessed. Let's see, what else do we have to sell? This is one that I never got into, but I did learn just recently. I actually learned this recently is that, and you're gonna be seeing this on our social channels, how to make some comics through artificial intelligence. Today's National Comic Book Day. Now, I don't know that I could make a comic book. It's a shame though, because this is another funny story. Sometimes I just humor myself. So my grandson decided he wanted a red Power Ranger outfit for Halloween. Now I laugh because I didn't even realize Power Rangers were back. The first Power Rangers that I know of anyway, my son is 35, my oldest. And that was his favorite. By osmosis, his favorite and his nephew's favorite, the Red Power Ranger. I think, now Josh, you might be able to correct me on this one. Is the Red Power Rangers, that's Tommy? I think that was called, no, it's not Tommy. Okay, well, I thought it was Tommy. Okay, well, after all these years, maybe they changed it. Or maybe it's just that I'm old and I don't remember. So, either way, it'll work. So what's the red one called? Tommy's green. The red one is Jason. Okay, see, Josh has got me covered here. Oh, I don't know why. Okay, I didn't even remember a Jason back then. But, I digress. Let's get to the stuff that I really understand now. Food. It's we're going to celebrate. I've beaten anorexia. So today is National Lobster Day. Yeah, we can go with that one. I could probably just end the show right there. Lobster. Do you like Maine lobster? Do you like lobster tail? Now, I am not the most ambitious person. I only work 14, 15 hours a day. So when it's time to eat lobster, there used to be a great lobster restaurant. It's called Francisco's. It was my favorite. It was in Manhattan in the Chelsea district. And you go over there and they have all the lobsters. They're live at the restaurant. And you pick out, okay, I want a 2-pound, 3-pound, 4-pound, 12-pound lobster if you had a good day. But it wasn't real expensive, relatively speaking. But you could order lobster, Maine lobster, and have them deshell it for you. Now, that's my way of eating lobster. Today's also National Quesadilla Day. I wonder if there's lobster quesadillas. I bet you could have a lobster quesadilla, and that would really be good. So, question of the day, do you like quesadillas or do you like lobster? And, I don't give Josh a lot of warning on these things because, it's my ADD that jumps in. So we just go in different directions all the day. What preference, quesadilla or lobster? Or, if you've beaten anorexia, you just go both. Just throw that out there. Now, if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv or any of our socials, just put it in chat, quesadilla or lobster. If you're listening to us on ABC News and Talk, AM 1490, FM 98.1, or the video feed, yell at your radio. We will hear you. Because your phone is listening anyway, right? I mean, could you imagine just go in there and say lobster, or let's say quesadilla, and for the next 3 hours, you're going to be getting all kinds of restaurants that are going to tell you where to go and get lobsters or quesadillas. But the phones aren't monitoring us, are they? Let's go and take a look at what the markets are doing today. Do we want to see what the markets are doing today? Yes, I have no life, so I was up early, and I saw that the markets are not happy. Now, we're going to get some lunatics that are going to come out there and say, the Federal Reserve cut rates, so the market went down and interest rates went up. No, the Federal Reserve cut rates, and then we get some data that comes out, and the data is what's driving the rates. Because my feelings about Jerome Powell, if you've listened to Ron Siegel Radio any length of time.
Such an idiot.
Yes, he's an idiot. Now, he's 4.5 years into getting everything wrong at the Federal Reserve, and people think he's going to get it right now. I don't understand why, but we're looking and we're seeing that the Dow Jones Industrial Average recovered a bit. It's down 49 points. The NASDAQ is down 64 points. The S&P 500 is down 18. The only thing that's good, and it's just so here, is oil's down 18 cents a barrel. And, I saw a commercial. Now, you can never believe politicians, but I did see a commercial from Antonio Villaraigosa running for governor, saying that he would not sign anything that raises gas prices. Sounds good when you're running for office, especially when you're running for office in the state with the highest gas prices in the country. $4.65 a gallon gasoline right here in the formerly Golden State. We are 18 cents a gallon more than what they're paying in the oil-producing state of Hawaii. Oh, they don't produce oil in Hawaii. Unbelievable. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, downsizing without debt, how more homeowners are buying their next house for cash. We're also going to talk about the wall that heals. Are you getting background, Josh? Was that just me hearing that? Okay. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564 Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area-trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564. Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area-trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less? All without having to spend more each month than you spend right now. Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452. You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by rsrlinks.com/mobile app. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. And every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They tell us the number you need to put in your mortgage calculator to figure out what your principal and interest payment will be. APR does not determine your principal and interest payment. So what did they do yesterday? Conventional 30-year fixed rates flat, 6.285. Jumbo 30-year fixed down, 6.496. FHA 30-year fixed, 6.153. That was up. VA 30-year fixed, 5.828. That was down. USDA 30-year fixed, 6.145. That was up. And of course, the best home loan on the market has the highest interest rate, but you spend less money than anything you have ever seen. And you pay your payments, your mortgage is paid off in half the time because you're paying principal first. That's the all-in-one loan. GetHomeSelect.com, GetHomeSelect.com. Let's take a look and see what's driving the markets today. And as I told you, the S&P 500 is down 17.6. 10-year Treasury is up 3 basis points. It has sitting right on that Fibonacci level. I'm not going to explain all that. It'll bore you. Bores me too. 4.181 up 3 basis points. And then I look over here and I see that the mortgage bond is down 14 basis points. When that bond goes down, it's strictly mathematics. Interest rates go up. Now, what's driving this? Well, I'm going to get to that in 1 second. It's all being driven by data. And mortgage rates in the bond market are actually contrary. When you see something happen good in the economy, that's going to be bad for bonds. When you see something bad in the economy, that's good for bonds. It's just the way it works. Now, everybody has their own perspective. If you're looking for a new house and you see the 10-year treasury going up, well, mortgages are generally going to follow that. If you're a senior citizen and you're living on fixed income and you see the 10-year treasury going up, well, you're probably happy about that. Unless you're one of those people that's really, really smart and has a smart financial advisor and you've got your money invested wisely. And yes, I am a proponent of safe and secure investments. What do I call a safe, secure investment? How about insurance programs? I love them. Now, let's see. What happened yesterday? Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee and San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly spoke and gave their thoughts on the economy. Both appear to be supportive of one more cut this year, but are hesitant to commit to more. Goolsbee said that the labor market is only showing mild cooling, which is interesting considering the job creations have been so low. But he is clearly more focused on the unemployment rate. We're looking at initial jobless claims. Now that one there, again, BLS, and you know that I call that the BS group. The BLS reported that initial jobless claims, measures individuals filing for unemployment benefits for the very first time, fell 14,000 to 218,000, which is the lowest level we have seen in some time, and pressured the bond market. Now, those of you that send me these nasty grams and can't understand why I refer to the BLS as the BS organization, well, now Austin Goolsbee, very liberal man, served in the Obama administration. Now he's in the Fed, leads the Fed in Chicago. He says the BLS can't be trusted either, and he's coming out. The Fed there is coming out with their own jobs numbers, and they're going to release them twice per month. Continuing claims of those continue to receive benefits after their initial claim fell 2,000 to 1.92 million. The story remains the same. Firings are very muted and once let go. Hard to find a job because of less hiring until we see an uptick in layoffs. The unemployment rate may stay relatively stable as supply of labor was showing weakening signs of weakness. While the labor creation data has been weak, the drop in firings is somewhat counter to the Fed's reasoning. That's why the September jobs report, which will be released October 3rd, will be so critical. More data. The GDP came out. The final look at second quarter GDP showed the economy grew at 3.8%. Now, we like that one. Yeah. Now, it's not good for the bond market, but it's good for the economy and good for our fellow citizens overall. Second look at the GDP was 3.3, and estimates looking for no change, but it came in at 3.8. GDP picture of the first two quarters is clouded due to tariffs. Many front ran them, and there was a huge amount of imports in the first quarter, which subtracted from GDP, while second quarter saw much less, and it added to GDP. For this reason, it's necessary to average out Q1 and Q2. Additionally, Q1 was revised lower from negative 0.5 to negative 0.6. When averaging out the first two quarters, GDP is running at about 1.6% for the first half of the year, which is stronger than the 1.5 after the second reading and 1.25 after the first reading. Sub 2% growth is still pretty weak. Within this report, there are quarterly PCE and core PCE figures, which were both 1/10 hotter than expected. This is for Q2, so should not influence the figures we get tomorrow for August. Combination of stronger GDP and slightly higher Q2 inflation readings likely contributed to the sell-off of bonds this morning. Durable goods orders, which measures larger durable purchases in the U.S., rose by 2.9% last month after falling by 2.7% in the prior month. Today's release was much stronger than the negative 0.5 expected. Oftentimes, the headline durable good figure can be heavily influenced by aircraft orders because they are so large. It's important to look at core durable goods, which removes defense orders and aircraft. That metric rose 0.6%, which was much stronger than the negative 0.1 expected. Bottom line, durable goods orders were much stronger than expected. Existing home sales. God, long report this morning. Existing home sales measures closings on existing homes was a little better than market estimates as they were flat in August, while the market was expecting a 1.5% decline. Important to remember that this report measures closings in August. So people were likely shopping in June and July when rates were higher. Customers would have likely locked in. Hey, if you've locked in, don't forget our second look program, rsrlinks.com/2ndlook. We will give you a second look at any kind of a loan application that's out there to make sure you are getting the best deal possible, both in rate and meeting your short and long-term goals. ICE released their mortgage delinquency rates. This is not the immigration group. ICE released their mortgage delinquency rates report, and you may see some headlines pointing to a big rise, but it's important to go past the headlines because ICE explained that it's an anomaly. Mortgage delinquencies typically face little seasonal pressure from July to August, but the last day of August 2025 falling on a Sunday resulted in delayed processing and temporarily higher delinquency rolls. For instance, August 2003, 2008, and 2014 also ended on a Sunday, each experiencing a delinquency rise averaging 5.3%. This is similar to the 5% rise observed this year, suggesting that much of August's delinquency rate may have been driven by the way the calendar fell. Bottom line, this is not a story and we'll not have to wait for the next report. And we will have to wait for the next report to see if there's any change. That's the Mortgage Minutes, brought to you by rsrlinks.com/mobile app. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. So let's bring in our guests this morning. Doug Redding, Diana Trujillo are with us this morning. And we're talking about, or we're going to talk about, the wall that heals coming to the city of Orange. Now, this is this is fascinating. I knew nothing about the wall that heals until Doug and Diana came and started sharing with me. So let's start out with those that are as ignorant as me. Let's talk about what is the wall that heals.
I'm happy to share
Okay.
the wall that heals. So the wall that heals is a 3/4 scale version of the Vietnam Wall Memorial in Washington, D.C. It has all 58,281 names engraved on black polished marble granite, just like the real wall or the actual wall in D.C. The wall that heals is a traveling wall. So it visits about 30 to 45 cities every year for the last 20 years, kind of travels around the country. And if you're lucky enough, like the city of Orange and our group is, you get to host the wall and you bring it to your hometown and you get together about 200 of your friends and you build it and you put on an exhibit for 5 days. And so that's what's happening here in the city.
200 people to build the wall.
To build and manage it for 5 days.
Okay. So wait a second. I'm a simple guy. Usually walls, I've never known that walls need to be managed. Is it going to do some trick or something, or what's?
It is. It's going to perform the miracle of healing for veterans and families that lost somebody in the Vietnam War. And so we have 4 people on station at the wall 24 hours a day from Tuesday night to Sunday because it's a reverent event and the wall needs to be monitored the entire time. Think of the grave of the unknown soldier in Arlington. There's always somebody there, and there's always somebody watching the wall. And so
it's unfortunate in this day and age that that's more. There's a dual purpose there. One is of honoring, obviously, but unfortunately, in this day and age, we also need to be cognizant of the fact that I'm sure there's got to be a security issue also.
Yeah.
well, we don't use the word security; we say safety.
Safety. Okay, good.
So we're always there, just making sure that people are behaving, and so And that's at every city and every stop. But the wall is 320 feet long. It's about 6 feet tall at the highest point. And
And you said what's the scale?
320 feet from end to end. It's
Three-quarter.
sort of shaped.
So it's three-quarter scale.
Three-quarter scale.
So the original in Washington is 1,200 feet. Then, if my 1,300 feet, basically, if it's three-quarter scale. So I didn't realize. I haven't seen the one in Washington. So I'm going to be out of town. What's
October 2nd to the 5th.
October 2nd? Oh, you know something? I'm going to be back. I'm going
Awesome.
to get over that. So
Next Wednesday.
next Wednesday. Okay, so we'll be back and we're gonna check it out. So that's it's gonna be interesting. Now, I just happen to enjoy this. I don't know if it's correlated in any way, but there's gonna be some spectacular flyovers over the county of Orange next weekend. That same weekend.
Is that the air show?
The air show, the Pacific
yeah.
Air Show, is at the
Amazing.
same. Maybe you can get a B2 or something to fly over the Wall of Healing.
We actually are having a flyover on the opening ceremonies.
Oh, really? That okay. We only have 7 listeners, Diana. Are there?
Wow.
What kind of plane is it? Do we have any idea of what the plane is going to be?
If you want to look up the Condor Squadron.
Yeah.
The Condor Squadron.
Yeah, they're. I'm not a plane guy, but they're propeller planes, so not jets. And they'll do a flyover. I think they make 3 passes.
3 passes and then the missing man formation.
Okay. I love. It's a shame that our veterans have been, especially our Vietnam veterans, have been slighted as much as they have. But it's sure nice that this honor is going out to remember the Vietnam veterans. They've served our country and have gotten a real bad rap in many areas. So it's sure nice. It gives me the chills that you guys are doing this. It's a great service, because those men and women served and have done great things. Conservative people like us, or like me, I speak for myself, sorry. Conservative people like me who host a conservative radio show in a less than conservative state. You can't do what we do if it wasn't for the men and women of the U.S. military who have given us these freedoms that we have, despite what some of our politicians are saying and doing right now. So so tell me a little bit, because when you were sharing, there's a lot that goes into building this, the logistics of it. There's a lot to these logistics, isn't there?
Well, I just want to say that we actually started meeting in December. So there's a very small group of us that are putting this on. We've raised every penny through donations and in kind, and it's a lot. We meet every Monday, and we've had countless hours. Doug's probably had the most of just what we've had to do behind the scenes to get ready. But we're very honored and proud to bring it to you.
So you've been working on this since December, and it's traveling all over the country.
Right, but just for our city, because we have to raise all our own money for it to put it on.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't get any funding. So it is a passion. It's from the heart.
Is there a reason that you're so passionate? Is there a specific reason that you're so passionate about it?
Well, that's a great question. I consider myself an Army brat. I did not serve, but my dad was 23 years Army, and he was Korea War and Vietnam War, and he was combat infantry. So he was right there, seeing it all. And of course, when he came home, he didn't talk about. He told us certain stories, but I never knew what he really did until after he passed and I got involved with the American Legion here in California. I was showing a veteran pictures of my dad and telling him how he was a communications officer. And after I showed him everything, he said, "Your dad was combat infantry. That's why I wear this in honor of him." That he goes, he might have done communications.
Okay, Diana, this is on radio and also video. So when you say I wear this, you have to explain it, Diana. We're simple people.
It is the 1st Cavalry Combat Infantry from Korea pin that was given to me by another veteran, Stephen Walker, because he's also combat infantry. And so it was an honor when he gave that to me when I met him at the American Legion.
Wow. We're going to continue our conversation with Doug and Diana when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events. and the financial markets. Downsizing without debt. How more homeowners are buying their next house for cash. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564. Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ. and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990, the real-time real estate segment today. Being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Downsizing without debt, how more homeowners are buying their next house in cash. I don't know about that thought. We need a lending team here. If you've been thinking about downsizing to lower your expenses, be closer to family, or just make life easier, here's a trend worth paying attention to. More homeowners are buying their next house outright without taking on a new mortgage. And if you've owned your home for a while, you may be able to do the same. No mortgage, no monthly housing payments. A record share of homeowners are mortgage-free. According to analysis from Resi Club of Census data, more than 40% of U.S. owner-occupied homes are mortgage-free, an all-time high for the data series. That means 4 in 10 homeowners own their homes free and clear. If you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed, I think I've got a graph for you that shows 40% of homeowners are now mortgage-free. One big reason for this trend, demographics. As baby boomers age and stay in their homes longer, Many have had the time to fully pay off their mortgages. You might be in that group too, and not even realize just how much buying power you now have. It's time to change that. You know, I love these reports because they tell us what's going on. Might not be smart, but they tell us. Let me throw this at you. What's your return on investment on home equity? Hint, hint, it's zero. Home equity does not have any return on investment because if you own your house with no mortgage, well, and it goes up 5%, okay, $1 million house just went up 50 grand. If you own your house with a mortgage and you goes up 5%, it still went up 50 grand. The mortgage is irrelevant. You also have lack of liquidity. Now, what if you were to take that same amount of money and put it into a safe or secure investment? And I don't give investment advice, but you may want to put it into an insurance policy that is safe and secure. Who owns the biggest buildings in every city? Well, it's not the government or the Catholic Church, it's insurance companies. They know what they're doing. Take that money, put it into an insurance policy. It's going to grow faster than your mortgage rate, and you have liquidity. But I digress. How downsizers are turning equity into buying power. As a homeowner, your equity is your biggest advantage in today's market. If you're mortgage free or close to it, it could give you the power to buy your next home in cash. That means you'd still have no mortgage payment in retirement, plus less financial stress as you age, unless you need the money. More cash flow if you purchase a less expensive home, and it would likely be a faster, simpler transaction. Here's how it works. You'd sell your current house and use the proceeds to buy your next house in cash. And while that may sound like something you thought would never be possible for you, it's more realistic than you may think. In the latest survey from John Burns Research and Consulting and Keeping Current Matters, agents reported the share of purchases with all cash buyers is climbing nationally, and those agents are seeing increases in almost every region of the country. And you've got that graph right there on the screen. For baby boomers, especially buying in cash gives you more control over your next chapter. You could buy a smaller house, less expensive home, and have lower costs, less upkeep, and more flexibility to enjoy what matters most, all while staying debt and stress-free, unless you need the cash. Because downsizing isn't about downgrading your home, it's about upgrading your quality of life, and that's something worth exploring. Bottom line, you've worked hard for your home. Now it might be time for it to work hard for you. Let's talk about strategy beats rate always. Strategy beats rate always. Give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, I do go crazy when people talk about buying a home for cash. Not because I lead the lending team, because it's not a good investment. You can tell me any which way. If you put your money with a major AAA rated insurance company, your money is safe. I can't say it's guaranteed because it's not a U.S. Treasury and the compliance people would get mad at me. And I can't say you should invest the money. Well, I can say it because I'm not licensed anymore. When I was licensed at Merrill Lynch, I couldn't tell you, take that money and put it into a safe and secure investment. I couldn't tell you I still am not going to tell you to put the money into life insurance and don't take the money out, just borrow against life insurance, because you might have some tax advantages there. And I'm not giving you tax advice either, but I'm right. But that's just my opinion. And again, talk to the professionals and I can put you in touch with any professional you want because I know them. I speak to them on a regular basis. And just remember, here's the story. There is one tax code. There are two tax systems in the United States, one for the informed and one for the uninformed. Which are you? Again, that's the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Continuing our conversation, we're talking to Doug Redding and Diana Trujillo about the wall that heals. So glad to have you guys with us. And tell me a little bit. So we've got the event going on October 2nd through 5th at Grijalva Park in Orange. So that's not too far. That must be a great place in the city of Orange, because, or the city of Orange might be fascinated by that area because isn't that where they have the flags of valor or the
It's close.
close
That's
thing?
at Handy Park.
Handy Park. So they're very close. Okay, so this one's Grijalva Park, the same neighborhood or same area. And yes, you can go on that super secret website and find out exactly where it is, google.com. And they'll tell you, and they're even listening. So if you start saying, hey, where's Grijalva Park? It's coming across my phone right now as we speak. So why do they call it the wall, the wall that heals?
Because it provides.
Okay, wait, Doug, I need your help. You got to speak loud because I'm old.
No problem. The name, the wall that heals, is licensed by the VVMF or trademarked by the VVMF, which is the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund in Washington, D.C. And it's called the Wall That Heals because it provides an opportunity for families, veterans to heal. A lot of people can't get out to Washington, D.C. to see the memorial, the wall. And so we bring it to you and bring it to 40 to 45 cities around the country and provide an opportunity to heal. And that's also why it's open 24 hours, because people like to grieve alone or privately, and it provides an opportunity to do that. So that's why it's called the Wall That Heals, from my understanding.
Interesting. Okay, so and wherever it goes, it's always done with private funding?
Yes.
Wow.
Whatever city is bringing it, or we actually had to apply
Okay.
to get chosen. So whatever city gets that, yes, you're privately funding that, or you're hoping the community helps you in any way, which they are. We're very grateful.
Interesting.
Well, if I could back you up on that.
Yeah.
Some cities have the city bankroll the project, and that's actually not recommended by the VVMF. They recommend that you pick a local nonprofit, or in our case, we just created our own.
We created our own.
Yeah, having never done that before, that was fun for all of us. But we pulled it off, created our own 501c3, and we raised the money privately in the city of Orange by reaching out to all of the local nonprofits and just private donors, and businesses. And we kept it all in Orange so far, primarily in Orange. So our funding and our labor, or our volunteers, have come primarily from the city of Orange. And that's because Orange is built that way. It's always been a very community-driven place where people have stepped up and risen to the occasion. And I've only been there 22 years, but I've seen it firsthand. And boy, did the city step up big time, from city officials to, we're a full service city. We have our own fire department, our own police department, and we needed help from everyone, and everyone stepped up and helped. It's such a proud moment to see your city rise to the occasion financially and, with complete support.
Well, people don't realize, and I got firsthand education for about 10 years. I served on a committee that did the entire 4th of July celebration for the city of Anaheim Hills.
Oh, yeah.
So people don't realize all of the hoops that you had to go through. From I'm sure that you had to get police authority, you had to get cooperation from the fire department, the city permits that are required. People don't think about the idea. Unfortunately, in this day and age, just the cost of insurance is very, very costly. But Doug, you've got a background in a lot of different service areas. With the CERT work, we used to have a lot of CERT volunteers come and help us for the July 4th here in Anaheim Hills. So CERT plays a big part in these things also.
My background is I've been a CERT member for the city of Orange since class number 2. Since then, each class is about 30 to 40 people. Since then, we've had about 450 come through. So I've been active in CERT.
Explain CERT a little bit.
So CERT is the Community Emergency Response Team. It's kind of bankrolled and rolls up to FEMA. So it's a FEMA program. And it was really started in the 80s from a huge earthquake in Mexico, where a lot of people ran out and unfortunately tried to help and got hurt because they were just civilians trying to respond to this natural disaster. And so LA County Fire Department went out there and did a big study, and they found out if we just train the community with some basic, training from fire and police, they can actually help instead of run out and get hurt. So that's how
get in the way.
Yeah, so that's how CERT was sort of founded. And then our city kind of created the program in about 2016. And so, yeah, CERT is a very active program in the city of Orange. And, they help out. They absolutely help out.
We're going to come back and chat more about the wall that heals. October 2nd through 5th, Grijalva Park in the city of Orange. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564. Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the first Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ. and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime. At 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today is going to be very, very short because I talk too much. Your Credit Matters brought to you by rsrlinks.com/debt-free. If you want to get rid of the bad debts, keep the good debts, rsrlinks.com/debt-free. And hey, if you want to find out if you're ready to buy a house or get ready, or you want to get your credit repaired, rsrlinks.com/keysteps, rsrlinks.com/keysteps. It is a free tool that we give you. Not free to us. We pay for it, but we give it to all of our listeners, and you can actually monitor your credit there. We update it every week. You can monitor your identity there. Identity theft is a big deal. And you can see with our simulator that's on there, if you pay this amount of debt, what's it going to do to your credit scores? It's all right there. Monitor your assets, monitor your real estate, the whole 9 yards. rsrlinks.com/keysteps. That's Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by rsrlinks.com/debt-free. We are chatting today about the wall that heals. And if there's one thing that I really enjoy, and I've had this megaphone since 2010. We've been doing this program, and one of my favorites is anytime we can have somebody come in and talk about what they're doing for our veterans. Boy, we're there. And the wall that heals sounds like one of the best out there. Is it all fully funded, or can people still help in funding?
We'll gladly accept more donations.
You'll accept more donations. Okay. That's what my wife always says too. I don't know about that. So how would somebody do that?
That's a great question. I believe we have our website that I sent to Josh.
Is that the one that's we don't have a website? Sponsorship / in-kind donations.
Yes.
That's on the bottom of it. How to get involved. Wall escort. We've got okay. We'll find it and we'll put it in our show notes if we can.
Excellent. We do have a website, and on there's a donation link and a volunteer link.
The techs call it a persistent button. So no matter where you scroll on our site, there's a button with 3 options.
There you go.
And that is to volunteer, to donate, or get information about our escort, which everyone's welcome on Tuesday the 30th to join in our escort. It'll be led by law enforcement and maybe 100 or so motorcycles, and we'll bring it in to the city of Orange. We'll cut through part of our historic plaza, also known as the Circle or the Square or the Plurkle. And so we'll bring it in through the city of Orange right to Grijalva Park.
We have one of our own veterans, John Schutz, is leading our motorcade.
So here it is. The wall that heals orange -2025.org.
Yes.
That's it.
No spaces in there. The wall that heals orange -2025. Josh has it on the screen. .org. So go over there and check that out. So okay, so if you're going through the circle, now I'm just going to throw this out there because I can. Go around the fountain. I know there's a lot of folks that seem to want to go through the fountain. Doesn't work out too well. I won't mention that I got in any trouble in that area in the early 80s. Statute of limitations do apply. But are you going in front of Chapman University? No, you're not going to go that way. You're going to go up Chapman.
Yes.
I don't think the trailer will fit around the circle. We're just doing a little quarter turn.
Okay.
From Glassell. So we're driving north on Glassell, and we'll do the little where the Radio Shack used to be, if you're of that age. And we turn east on Chapman Avenue from North Glassell.
Gotcha.
And we're hoping that people show up and line the streets, wave your flags, and be patriotic. And
when is that again?
That will be on the 30th.
On the 30th of
Tuesday.
September.
That's just next Tuesday.
Okay, so the 30th of September, you've got this drive coming in. Then what happens?
So then it goes to Grijalva Park and spends the nights. And on Wednesday, we build it. We have about 50 volunteers showing up 8 o'clock Wednesday morning to put the wall together. We unpack it from the 50-foot trailer and we build it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be okay. You got to get a camera out. So here's what I'm going to ask. I don't know if you can do this, but I'm going to do this off the cuff anyway. So get a camera out there and you know, what do they have? Time delay those
time
lapse.
lapse.
Time lapse.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I'm not too swift. You know, I'm not technological. Josh does all that for us. Get a camera out there, do a time lapse, put that on your website, and then come back on the week before Veterans Day, and let's talk about how the event went and see if we can promote this some more. Just because we love our veterans.
Hey, Josh, give me a call, Josh. We'll see you. We'll see you there Wednesday.
The panels, Ron, they're 80 pounds each.
Wow.
So yeah, it's very strategic. They do this in every city. They'll do a safety talk prior to building. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Sounds like a very of course it's military, so it's got all the it's very, very methodical and precision, and you know, you're gonna have I'm sure it's gonna open at a specific time. And I ironically, I went to a funeral at one of the military cemeteries, and they said, we start on time. This is the military. We don't, if the people are here, fine. If they're not here, well, hopefully the seating is there and they do it. So I'm sure it's all very precise. They know what they're doing. And the opening ceremonies, I'm sure, is going to be a formal.
Yes, it is.
October 2nd.
October 2nd, we will have the color guard, which is an honor guard for us. We'll have the national anthem, opening prayer, all the stuff, some guest speakers, and lots of things. And then obviously the flyover. We can't forget that at 10:22 a.m.
Gotta love it. I love the flyover. 10:22 a.m.
Yes.
So
they're very exact.
Oh, I'm sure. If you want more information, the wall that heals orange-2025.org. That's a mouthful. The wall that heals orange-2025.org. And we'll put some of that information on our site as well. We would look forward to going out there and visiting and seeing this. If you're around October 2nd through the 5th, check it out 24 hours a day. And it's an honor for our veterans, I'm sure, or for us to see our veterans. And I'm sure hopefully it'll help some of them as the intention is. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.